Hi everyone, a very good morning to all of you. Today is 25th of November and I welcome you all to Hindu newspaper analysis discussion. In this particular video guys, we take entire analysis of Hindu newspaper along with the background as well as detailed way forward in articles, and also I would like to tell you that you can download explainer notes of this entire session from our Telegram channel. Link for Telegram is given in description box in YouTube. Now, first of all, let's start and take an overview over the newspaper so that you can understand that which articles are actually relevant for our examination, which articles are just to be read in headlines so that you don't end up wasting unnecessary time in skimming through newspaper. So here we have on first page we have this particular article here, battle of ballots in desert state today. So it is about the Rajasthan elections, no need to go too much in that detail. Then drilling snags, hold up tunnel rescue. Okay, so guys, again in this particular direction, so we have seen few days back that there was, okay, just a minute. Okay, so we have seen that there has been a tunnel collapse in Uttarkashi, and because of that, rescue efforts are going on. So it is in respect to that particular thing. Then, guys, further moving on, we have this particular article here: Afghan embassy in Delhi shuts down. Moreover, guys, on Afghanistan, there is also one more article that has come today. Okay, just give me 1 minute. We'll take that particular also. Okay, sorry for this issue actually. Okay, so moving on, in this particular direction further, then we have this article: Odisha revokes nod for transfer of tribal land to non-tribal people. Okay, then guys, further we have one more article: read up Punjab case verdict on giving assent to bill, Supreme Court tells Kerala government. Now guys, we are going to discuss this issue because on this issue there have been two articles that are there. So we'll take it up, don't worry. Then guys, further moving on in this particular direction, in city section we largely have the regional issues. Okay, and we need not to go too much in detail in this particular direction, guys. Then further moving on, so largely we have these particular advertisements, etc. So we'll directly skip and we'll reach to editorial section and we'll see that what important articles we have in editorial. Okay, so guys, now coming to the editorial section. Okay, so in editorial, the first article that we have: need for climate smart agriculture in India. Now, this is a very good article for our GS paper number 3. We'll take this particular article. Then further, here we have an article: no vote for veto. Now, this particular article is in the context of Supreme Court judgment on governor that has come. We'll take this also. The inhumane decision to expel Afghan refugees. So we'll take this particular article for the examination as what has happened. So Pakistan's and Afghanistan's dimension in this respect, we are going to take it up. Then further moving on, the false alarm: the rise in flu case in China is due to increased surveillance. Okay, so basically guys, recently we have seen that the pneumonia cases have started rising in China. Okay, so WHO has asked the information from China that why these particular things are happening. Okay, so this might be that there might be some another kind of a pandemic that might be brewing in China, because earlier also the COVID, as it started already in 2019, China did not share the information. So this has become a concern. Moving on guys. in this particular direction we have this, then ground zero. Now on Saturday we have this ground zero report that comes. Now this ground zero report basically tracks any issue from the ground and discusses it. So recently this tunnel collapse happened in Uttarkashi where 41 person are trapped. So it is just giving the details that what happened, on which date what happened, and all the situations that are going on. For examination point of view, much substance is not there in this particular article, so no need to go too much in that. Then guys, SEBI not obliged to take OCCRP findings on Adani as gospel Supreme Court. So basically guys, what is this OCCRP? OCCRP stands for Organized Crime and OCCRP, it stands for Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project. Okay, so it actually made a report. So first of all, there was Hindenburg report that came with respect to the wrongdoings in Adani. Then OCCRP report also came and they said that Adanis have indulged in financial irregularities, a lot of deviation from compliances have been there, and after that a lot of political pressure got created. Okay, so basically now Supreme Court had said that whatever report has been given by OCCRP, it is not to be taken on their face value. Okay, it is not a gospel's truth. Okay, then moving on in this particular direction, center exempts CERT-In from purview of RTI Act. We'll take this particular article also for examination. Trust between India Australia will help Indo-Pacific region. So guys, when we talk about India and Australia, they are important partners under the quadrilateral security dialogue. So India, Japan, Australia and USA. So basically remarks have been given by External Affairs Minister. Then further moving on in this direction, we have assembly poll page. Nothing much important is given here. Then again guys, here we have one article that is generic drugs for 4 rare disease made available in India. So generic drugs, rare disease and orphan drugs, what are they? We'll discuss that particular thing. Then further, closely monitoring outbreak of avian influenza cases, government. Okay, so basically guys, from time to time we have seen that avian influenza. Okay, basically, so here we see that there is a low risk to India from both the avian influenza cases reported from China as well as cluster of respiratory illness. So already we have discussed that. Then further in world page guys, we don't have much relevant articles. Israel releases 39 Palestinian while Hamas frees 24 hostages. So yesterday also we have seen this thing, that a tentative deal has been reached between Israel and Hamas. And as per this particular deal, there will be a truce, there will be a pause that will be brought, and in return they will release the hostages. For example, Hamas has released the 24 hostages and Israel also has released the 39 Palestinians. Now, beyond that, you are not required to go too much in detail of this particular article. Then after that, we have the articles, Ireland's PM slams anti-immigrant writers, French foreign minister hold talks in China on climate and global tension. Okay, now one particular thing guys, you need to understand that every leader's statement, every leader's visit, fine, global leaders visit, you are not really required to track. For international relations, GS paper number 2, Prime Minister of India's visits, India's relations with the other countries, or the issues in which India's interest is involved. That is something that primarily you should focus upon. Okay. Now, moving on in this particular direction, with his win, the madman of Argentina causes anxiety across the region. Again, no need to go too much in this. Then guys, further moving on, falling recovery, delay in resolution dent IBC's success. Okay, so IBC stands for Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, which was brought to ensure that insolvencies should be proceeded in a time-bound manner. But what has happened? Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code is facing a lot of delays. It is facing a lot of delays. Average resolution times rises from 324 to 653 days. Okay, so because of these delays, institution is becoming ineffective. Okay, then further moving on guys, we have further here the corporate trends, etc., and then we have the sports page. Okay, today science page is not published because it is a Saturday. Okay, so science page is not published. So guys, on Saturdays usually there are few articles because number one, text and context is not published. which contains 3 articles, and they are usually important. Usually they contain 3 articles and important for UPSC examination. Second, editorial 1 page is at ground zero, and thirdly, science page is also not published. Okay, so this is the reason that on Saturdays there are little bit less news articles. Okay, so this is overview, and now let's deal with all these relevant articles one by one in detail. So as I told you that you can download synoptic notes from our Telegram channel. Link has been given in description box in YouTube. Now guys, today we are going to take quotation from the former President of India, Shri APJ Abdul Kalam, Missile Man of India. So, Dr. Kalam said, learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. Knowledge makes you great. So, greatness lies in learning. Greatness lies in learning. So, to make a nation great, education, learning opportunities, lifelong opportunities have to be provided to its citizens, have to be provided to its children. India took that particular step by the constitution, by the institutionalization of 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, which brought Article 21A, which provides right to education. Also, Right to Education Act has been brought. So, focus on learning makes a nation great, and learning will give you creativity, creativity will give you thinking, thinking will provide you the knowledge. Okay, you can use this particular idea in GS paper number 2, issues related to, questions related to education, as well as in essay you can use this particular dimension. Fine, so that is about it guys, and now let's move on. Okay. Okay, and guys, just I would like to inform you all that we have yesterday announced our prelims test series, that is Power Play, and this is the most exhaustive test series that you might find it, as it covers 70 plus test. It covers 70 plus test, in which there will be both CSAT as well as GS that will be covered. It will have sectional test as well as full length test. So there will be 42 sectional test of GS, 10 sectional test of CSAT, and full length test 10 GS full length test, 10 CSAT full length test. Okay, so 70 plus tests are going to be there in this particular test series, and in this particular test series we have ensured that quality of question should match the UPSC standards, because now you might already be knowing that UPSC has started asking has started giving more importance to questions such as how many statements are correct, only one statement correct, only two statement correct, assertion reasoning based questions, pair matching questions they have come. So we have ensured that at least 30 to 40 or 50% questions should be of assertion reasoning and pairing based questions, because that is now the trend that has come. Also guys, in this particular test series, there will be a special focus on current affairs, environment, economy, science and tech. Dedicated test on economic survey and budget will also be there. Also, we have ensured that how static and current can be combined, okay, because now the questions that are being asked are on that particular same line only. And this is our not-for-profit initiative. This entire test series you will get a portal access, and you will get a detailed stats, everything, and we have kept this particular test series at just 999 plus taxes, 999 plus taxes, so it will be 999 plus taxes. And guys, this particular offer will be valid for first 500 enrollments, and I just would like to thank you all that within just 12 hours of launching this particular initiative, we are already nearing around 100 enrollments. So around 100 enrollments have already been done. So if you want to avail this, ensure that you hurry up, sign in for this particular thing. And quality, if you like the teachings that if you like the classes that we are taking here, so you can be assured of the quality of the questions that has been there. Okay, so one thing guys, again I want to tell you that this test series price will revert back to its original price, which we decided earlier, that is 3,999 after the 500 enrollments. Okay, now moving on. Center, so first article that we are going to take, we'll take this particular article for GS paper number 2 polity. center exempts CERT-In from purview of RTI Act. GS paper number 2 polity, GS paper number 2 polity, okay, GS paper number 2 polity, issues related to transparency, issues related to transparency. Please write one quotation first, and then I'll go in this particular article. Please write, please write, please write. Information is the currency of democracy. Information is the currency of democracy. Thomas Jefferson. Information is the currency of democracy. Thomas Jefferson. Okay, fine. Information is the currency of democracy. Okay, as currency makes an economy functional, information makes a democracy functional. As currency makes an economy functional, information makes a democracy functional. And in order to ensure information availability in public domain, we constituted Right to Information Act 2005. Right to Information Act 2005. Now guys, understand this particular thing. Supreme Court in the context of India already has ruled this particular thing. Supreme Court already has ruled this particular thing, and in multiple judgments such as Bennett Coleman, Kulwal, you can write these judgments. Kulwal versus Jaipur Municipal Corporation case. Okay, so Bennett Coleman, Kulwal versus Jaipur Municipal Corporation case. Supreme Court has ruled this particular thing, that right to know is fundamental under article number 19 of the Indian Constitution. Under article number 19 of the Indian Constitution, right to know is fundamental, right to know is integrated. Okay, within the right to know is integrated within the article number 19 of the Indian Constitution. Now, so in order to provide unfettered information and in order to adhere to Supreme Court's rulings, and by the way, there are many other rulings also that are there which recognizes the right to information as a fundamental right. Okay, so in 2005 we came out with the RTI Act. Now guys, understand this particular thing, that RTI Act will help in deepening of democracy. Please write it in the notebook. Will help in deepening of democracy. This is one. But on another hand, guys, there are certain types of information which are sensitive from the point of view of the nation's security, sovereignty, and we cannot share those kind of informations. For example, you cannot ask information that where the nuclear missiles of India are stored. You cannot ask that information, and that information will also not be given because it is a sensitive information. Okay, so guys, understand this particular thing. Two things you need to understand. First of all, under RTI, right to information, you can ask information from public authorities only. From private authority, private person, information you cannot ask. And public authorities have been mentioned under section 2, section 2H. Okay, now information can only be asked from public authority, number one. Secondly, certain organizations can be exempted, that from this organization you cannot ask information, and certain informations can also be withheld by the government. Okay, if it is a sensitive information, Now guys, when we talk about RTI Act, so basically guys, within the RTI Act, organizations that are written, or organizations that have been provided in the Schedule 2 of the RTI Act. Okay, Schedule 2 of the RTI Act. From those organizations, information cannot be asked, or in simple words, it means that those organizations will be exempted from RTI, even though they are the public organizations. They will be exempted from RTI. Which schedule? Schedule 2. Schedule 2 of RTI. Now guys, when we talk about the Schedule 2 of RTI, there are right now 26 organizations which are in Schedule 2 of RTI Act, means you cannot ask RTI information from them. Now government has added one more organization, that is the 27th organization. First of all, what these 26 organizations are, I would like to give you example. For example, intelligence and security organizations such as Intelligence Bureau, Raw Research and Analysis Wing, Directorate of Enforcement, National Technical Research Organization. These are some of the organizations out of the 26 which are exempted from RTI. And now government has added Computer Emergency Response Team India, that is CERT-In. Now, this particular organization has become very crucial, very important in the recent times into the aftermath of cyber attacks that had started to increase. Now guys, you might be knowing it and we have also seen it. Few months back what happened, server of AIMS, they were hacked. Basically what happened, ransomware attack was made on the AIMS hospital server. What is ransomware attack? So ransomware attack is a particular type of a cyber attack in which server or computer systems will be logged out. Okay, and if you want to get access again of that server or your computer system, you need to pay hackers money. You need to pay them ransom. Therefore, it is called as a ransomware attack. Okay, so AIMS servers were hacked and they were logged. Basically we were not able to access the information, and CERT was the organization which flagged this particular information that the AIMS servers are being compromised. Now we know this particular thing, that cyber attacks, they have become more sophisticated into the aftermath of improvement that has happened in technology. So CERT-In has become even more important to safeguard the strategic infrastructure of India, to safeguard them from the cyber attackers. So basically CERT-In now has been added into the schedule number 2 of RTI Act. Is it clear or not? Fine. So there you cannot ask any information from this. Now guys, understand this thing, that last time this schedule 2 was amended in 2016. Last time this schedule 2 was amended in 2016, and in 2016 Strategic Forces Command was added to the list of this exempted organization. Okay, two other organization of Ministry of Defense, that is DRDO, Defense Research Development Organization. You might have already heard about the DRDO. It is one of a premier organization involved into the defense research. Border Roads Development Board, they are also placed into the second schedule. Is it clear or not? So guys, this is all about this. Fine. Beyond that, you are not really required to read anything out of that. So that is all guys about this particular article. I hope that you have understood it. Okay. And guys, few questions are there. Just I would like to address them. Number one, that as the test series is concerned, the test series is starting from 11th of December. First test is on 11th of December. Detailed schedule is already uploaded on Telegram channel. I will also add detailed schedule here in the pinned comment. One thing. Second thing, once you have attempted the test, you will get a detailed explanation PDF where all the solutions, detailed solutions will be provided. Okay, and you can download it also from your portal once you have given the test. That option is available. Okay. Fine. So detailed explanation PDF will be given after the test. Okay. Now, moving on. Okay. Okay. Now read up Punjab case verdict on giving assent to bill. Supreme Court tells Kerala governor. Okay. And there is one more this article, no vote for veto. So basically guys, we are going to take up both of these particular articles. Now guys, this particular issue has come in the news from so many of the days. First of all, let's take basic background information and then we'll go in this article. Guys, what actually has happened? So many of the states have approached Supreme Court, such as Punjab, Kerala, Tamil Nadu. And the concern these states are having is that they have passed the bills, but governor is not clearing the bill. Governor is not giving assent to bill. Either government withholds assent or government keeps the bill in the pocket, does not takes any decision on the bill. And according to them, it is said that governor is misutilizing Article 200 of Indian Constitution. Article 200 of Indian Constitution. Now, what Article 200 talks about? Article 200 provides this particular thing, that when a bill has been passed by a state legislature, bill will go to governor and governor has 4 options under Article 200. Four options will be there under Article 200. Number 1, governor can give assent to bill. Number 2, governor can withhold assent to bill. Number 3, governor can return the bill if it is not a money bill. If it is not a money bill. And fourth, governor can reserve the bill for approval of president. For approval of president. These are four options under Article 200. Now, what has happened when governor gives assent? When governor gives assent, okay, fine, good. But in other three respects, they have become controversial. For example, when governor is reserving the bill for the president, often there also states have a problem that every legislation is often being reserved by for the president. Okay. Also, guys, when governor is withholding the assent, means governor says that no, with no approval will be given. So basically, after withholding, bill becomes virtually dead. Okay. Now there is a controversy. Controversy is that can governor act in his own discretion while withholding assent? Can governor act in his own discretion? Because in multiple judgments, such as the Shamsher Singh judgment of Supreme Court, okay, please note it down if you want, Shamsher Singh judgment of Supreme Court. This particular judgment very clearly provided, that ministerial, the advice of the Council of Ministers is binding on the governor. And even when whether to withhold the assent, that advice will be given by the Council of Ministers. So governor cannot act in his own independent capacity and cannot withhold assent on the bill. Okay, this is the state's view, but governor says that no, I can withhold. Okay, I can withhold. So now states have approached Supreme Court and Supreme Court has given a ruling. Yesterday's newspaper, we have covered that also. Okay, if you have done that, well and good. Now Supreme Court has already provided this particular thing, and guys, now this has become a rule. Okay, please keep it in your mind, a very important dimension for your polity prelims paper also. Please keep it in your mind. Now this has become a rule. What has become a rule? See this particular thing. So Supreme Court has provided this thing that number 1, step 1, if governor withholds assent, after withholding the assent, governor should send bill back to state legislature as soon as possible. Okay, once governor has withheld the assent, he need to send bill as soon as possible to state legislature. Okay, and assembly then can amend that bill or cannot or may amend that bill, may not amend that bill. And if state assembly sends that bill back to governor again for the second time, then governor has to give his assent, So means here governor's withholding of assent has been made as dead, So basically now governor has only two options. What are the two options governor has now? Number one, that governor either will grant assent in the first time, or if governor is not giving the assent for the first time, he need to give the bill back, and then when bill back will come again to governor, he has to give assent then it the second time. So here we see that power of governor. Now this last paragraph is very important. Please read it very carefully. So now power of governor has been limited to a wide extent. This is one development that happened. Now guys, I told you, now this ruling was given in the case of Punjab. Now I already told you that multiple states have approached Supreme Court. Now Supreme Court had said this thing, that what we have said in the case of Punjab, this rule, it will be applicable for other governors also. And Supreme Court specifically has said that Punjab's ruling, it has been said that the Punjab's ruling will also be applied to the office of Governor of Kerala. And not only Kerala, all the governors it will be applicable, because whatever Supreme Court judgments are, they are applicable on the pan-India basis. Is it clear or not? So this is something that has happened. Now guys, apart from Article 200, one more article has come in the news again and again, and what this article is? Article 168. Now Article 168 says that for every state there shall be a legislature which will consist the governor and two houses, to be known respectively as Legislative Council and Legislative Assembly. Okay, so here it has been said that governor is the part of a legislature. Here they are saying this thing, that Article 168, state legislature, every state has shall be a legislature which will consist governor. Okay, so governor is a part of legislature as per Article 168. On these things, questions have been asked in the past, so you need to keep it in mind. Okay, so that is all guys about this particular article, and with this we come to an end to this article. And now let's move to next article. Okay, so here we have a very good article for GS paper number 3, agriculture technologies. And guys, meanwhile, if you are liking the video, please do hit the like button, as well as please do share the video with your friends. Okay, and it will be really lovely if you leave a comment on the video. Now, need for climate smart agriculture in India, GS paper number 3. GS paper number 3. Okay, now basically guys, before going on in this particular initiative, I would like to discuss little bit about the climate smart agriculture. Okay, now understand this particular thing. Today when we talk about agriculture, there is a kind of a problem that is there going on. Number one, land is being diverted from agriculture to non-agricultural purposes. Number one. Number two, people are abandoning agriculture and they are moving to the non-agricultural activity. Number three, because of the climate change that has come, rainfall patterns are shifting. Okay, and because of that particular thing, agricultural productivity is going down. Okay, so on all the fronts, agriculture is facing a challenge. People are abandoning agriculture, land is being diverted, climate change is impacting agriculture. But at the same time, on one hand, these problems are there. At the same time, population is increasing. So food insecurity might become a challenge for the people in the future. Food insecurity will be a challenge. Now guys, when we talk about the SDG, Sustainable Development Goal, Sustainable Developmental Goal 2 talks about zero hunger. So without bringing some technological reforms in agriculture, SDG goal 2, zero hunger, cannot be achieved. Moreover guys, one more thing, please understand this thing. Agriculture is the oldest activity that a human is doing. Okay, one of the oldest. But this sector is the one which is still being done by the primitive means. Technological adoption in agriculture has been very much low. Okay, so in this context, climate smart agriculture, now we are going to discuss. Now guys, some of the datas I would like to give you, please use them in your answers of GS paper number 3 agriculture. So it has been seen that agricultural production needs to be increased by 60% by 2050 in order to fulfill the food demand. But the challenges that agriculture is facing, that is people abandoning agriculture, land being diverted, and climate change. These are the challenges that are there. Now guys, moving on. So here we have the climate smart agriculture. Now in red, I have provided you the definition of climate smart agriculture and its pillars. Please note it down in your notebook. This is a definition given by FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization. So what is climate smart agriculture? So according to Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, it provided that climate smart agriculture is an approach for transforming food and agriculture system to support sustainable development and safeguard security under climate change. It is based on three pillars. Number one, sustainably increase agricultural productivity and incomes. Now guys, sustainably increase productivity and income. Guys, see this particular thing. Today we find that one example I want to give you, Haryana and Punjab. Haryana and Punjab are big time growers of paddy. But if I just tell you that for growing paddy, minimum rainfall that is needed is 100 centimeter. But Haryana and Punjab, they receive rainfall in the range of 40 to 55 centimeter. Means they cannot grow paddy given the agroclimatic conditions that are there. They don't have that much rain, but still they are growing paddy. How they are growing? They are tapping the groundwater. And because of that, groundwater level in Haryana and Punjab, it has reached to alarming levels. Now this is the way that they are growing rice, they are growing paddy, but it is not sustainable. Climate smart agriculture involves that sustainably we need to increase agricultural productivity and incomes. Agricultural productivity can be increased by application of a lot of chemicals, but that particular thing will make soil toxic. That particular thing will make food produce toxic. So these things are not to be taken up. Sustainably, we need to increase agricultural productivity and income, adapt and build resilience to climate change. Now guys, if I just give you the data, around 60% of around 60% of agriculture in India is of rain-fed nature. Rain-fed nature. What is rain-fed agriculture? Rain-fed agriculture means those farms which are not irrigated, but they depend on rainfall for the rains, natural rains. Okay, these are the rain-fed farms. 60% of the agriculture in India is of a rain-fed nature. Now, guys, as climate change is happening, it will have a severe impact on rains. And as per IPCC, Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, sixth assessment report, it has been said that monsoons in India will be severely be affected by climate change. So we need to build the resilience. We need to build the resilience to deal with this climate change, and then reduce or remove the greenhouse gas emissions wherever possible. Now, guys, when we talk about agriculture emits lot of greenhouse emissions. Okay, lot of greenhouse gas emissions. And if I just give you some data, some number here, guys, basically, okay. So, guys, when we talk about the number, okay, so agriculture sector's share in greenhouse gas emissions was 17% in 2018. 17% in 2018. Let me just give you one example. Many ways are there. For example, we find this particular thing that diesel powered pumps are being used just to tap the groundwater, tube wells. Okay, just to tap the groundwater, diesel powered pumps are being used. Now these diesel pumps, they are emitting lot of carbon, they are emitting lot of pollution, they are emitting lot of smoke. That is a kind of a carbon emission. So given the sheer size of area that is under agriculture, okay, these kind of activities and many such other kind of activities, they lead to large number of greenhouse gas emissions. So we also need to reduce these greenhouse gas emissions in agriculture. This is the third pillar of climate smart agriculture. Now, climate smart agriculture's dimension, what it includes water smart agriculture. What is water smart agriculture? Water smart agriculture means that how in the minimal application of water, crops can be grown. Per drop more crop. You might have heard per drop more crop. What this is nothing but the climate smart agriculture is one of an approach. Now see this thing. For example, we can use drip irrigation. We can use water sensors in the field. So whenever the soil moisture will go beyond a particular level, only then the sprinklers will get activated. They will spray water and then they will shut down on the basis of that particular sensor's reading. Nowadays, what we are doing, we are just flooding the agricultural field with a lot of water, and by that particular thing, we find that a lot of water wastages happens in the agricultural fields. Weather smart. Okay, so for example, advanced weather forecast should be given to farmers. Energy smart. Okay, for example, energy should come from solar. Okay, so solar pumps in the place of diesel pumps. Okay, all these particular things are the part of the climate smart agriculture. Now, guys, why climate smart agriculture is needed in the context of India? Now, guys, I have ensured that in notes I have converted it in crisp points so that you can find it, so that you can easily grasp it. So, for example, crop yield has already declined. Between 2010 to 2039, crop yield will decline by 9%. In India, crop yield will decline by 9% due to climate change. So therefore, we need to have a climate smart agriculture. Second, United Nations Sustainable Developmental Goal. Goal number 2, I told you about zero hunger. If we want to achieve it, we want to make our agriculture sector robust, and climate smart agriculture will help in that. Then third, National Action Plan on Climate Change. Now, guys, National Action Plan on Climate Change, it has specifically emphasized that India will harness climate smart agriculture. And guys, the programs that we have already started, for example, soil health card scheme, which monitors the fields and see that what nutrients are deficient, and only those nutrients should be applied. Such advisory is given to the farmer under the soil health card scheme. So this is already pointing towards the climate smart agriculture that we are moving. Okay, so now, guys, when we talk about climate smart agriculture, it will have a lot of benefits. For example, it will have economic as well as environmental benefits. On economic front, obviously, farmers will get better technology, as farmers will adopt the climate smart agriculture, their yields can be increased. Already, guys, we have taken a goal of doubling the farmers' income. So Ashok Dulwai committee has recommended doubling the farmers' income. Original goal was 2022, but then it was shifted to 2024. So climate smart agriculture can improve their economic, their economic conditions. Second, it can also it can also uh, it can also conserve the biodiversity, can help in environmental safeguards. Okay, then guys, further also it can aid in enhancing farmland carbon storage. Now understand this particular thing, guys. Already we have taken this particular goal that 2070 we will become carbon neutral. Also, India took Panch Amrit targets in COP26, and under this Panch Amrit, one target that we have taken is that we will build 1 billion ton of additional carbon storage, or we will do 1 billion ton of carbon capturing by 2030. Additional 1 billion ton of carbon will be captured and will be stored by 2030. Now, how you capture the carbon? You capture the carbon through vegetations, through plants, through trees, as they'll absorb the carbon. For that, you need to plant more trees. So here comes the idea of agroforestry. Here comes the idea of agroforestry. So along with the agriculture, certain trees can also be planted, which will increase the carbon storage, carbon sequestration. Okay, so all these are the benefits of climate smart agriculture. Now guys, this climate smart agriculture will help small and marginal farmers, and also guys, India already has certain schemes which can help in adoption of climate smart agriculture. It can make it more easy. Now what schemes we have? National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change, National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change, National Innovation. Guys, please take down these particular schemes that are there and please use it in your answers. So we have National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change, National Innovation on Climate Resilient Agriculture. Okay, we have Soil Health Mission, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sichai Yojana. It will fulfill the climate smart water, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana. Now, Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana promotes the organic farming. Okay, Biotech Kisan, Climate Smart Village. These are the few examples of government initiatives that it has taken for promoting climate smart agriculture in India. Please, guys, I am telling you 5-star. Please note it down in your agriculture related notes. Fine. So that is all, guys, about it. I hope that you have understood it. And now moving to the next article. The inhumane decision to expel Afghan refugees. The inhumane decision to expel Afghan refugees. Now, guys, this article will see with respect to the GS paper number 2 IR, India and neighborhood IR. So here basically we are going to take up the issue of Pakistan, and also we'll take this particular article with respect to the GS paper number 4 ethics. Okay, now basically, guys, recently Pakistan has decided to expel 1.5 million undocumented Afghan refugees that are living in Pakistan. 1.5 million Afghani people will be expelled from Pakistan back to Afghanistan. Now, guys, this expulsion, it has opened up many of the moral as well as humanitarian concerns. Number one that has happened, guys, that Pakistan has ordered that these people can go and will take maximum 50,000 rupees with them. They will take 50,000 Pakistani rupees with them maximum. Now, many of these people, they have lived for their entire life. They have built businesses. Okay, and everything they have to sell dirt cheap, because maximum amount that they can carry is just 50,000 rupees. Okay, and when they will go back, they have to build their lives from the scratch. Second, guys, this decision is particularly harsh for the girls, because you know that as Taliban has come in the Afghanistan, they have virtually suspended education of women. Okay, a lot of restrictions, a lot of restraints on the women's mobility, women's education has been imposed. So because of that particular outlook of Taliban, okay, it is going to be particularly harsh for the women's education. Now, guys, Pakistan is justifying this particular decision Now, you need to understand that why this particular decision has been taken up. What are the strategics behind this particular decision? This you should know. Now, guys, understand this particular thing. I would like to take you little bit back in history, okay, so that you can understand this decision's strategics better. So basically, guys, what happened? What happened in 1978? Soviet supported communist government came to power in Afghanistan in 1978. Now you know 1978 is the time of the Cold War. During this particular time, there the world is divided in Soviet camp, Soviet backed USSR camp and USA backed capitalist camp. Now as the Soviet Union's expansion happened in Afghanistan, what happened? USA, countries such as USA, okay, fine, particularly the USA, other countries are also there. USA, they started supporting the revision in Afghanistan. What they did, they sponsored Pakistan, that Pakistan should help USA to dislodge the communist government in Afghanistan. And what happened? They started giving funding to Pakistan so that they can train the Taliban, okay, so that they can train the Taliban, okay. And by the US funding and by the Pakistan support, Taliban was trained, and the Taliban was to be used to expel the communist government in Afghanistan, okay. That is something that they happened, that was done. Is it clear or not? Now guys, from the start, Pakistan thought that Taliban will always be pro-Pakistani, okay. And guys, Pakistan also, what it did, it started intervening in Afghan affairs to form a pro-Pakistan Mujahideen government even in Afghanistan, okay. But actually what happened? Taliban had its own political ambitions. Taliban has its own political ambitions, and over a period of time, given their own political ambitions, Taliban started sidelining the Pakistan. They started sidelining the Pakistan. Okay, this is something that happened. Okay, now guys, what is happening? There is one particular group that you should know. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Now TTP. Now this TTP group is fundamentalist in nature, and it has carried a lot of attacks in past few years in Pakistan. Many of the bombing attacks have been carried, and even on the security forces of Pakistan, TTP has carried the attack. Now Pakistan believes this particular thing, and it is actually a true also, that TTP and Afghan Taliban, they are very closely related to each other, okay. Ideologically they are aligned, okay, fine. So TTP and Afghan Taliban are closely allied. Now Pakistan has asked Afghan Taliban multiple number of times that they should keep TTP in control, they should keep TTP in check. TTP should not carry its activities against the Pakistan. They have asked the Afghan Taliban many number of times, but Afghan Taliban has not done that particular thing, Now guys, they are sending the Afghan refugees back to Afghanistan just to give a befitting reply to Afghan Taliban that you are not helping us, we will expel your people back. Now this will create a resentment. Now see very carefully how real politics works. See this thing. They will send these people back. As these people will be sent back, obviously there will be a lot of humanitarian concerns that will come. So it will avenge the people of Afghanistan, that okay, such a see, always the fraternal ties will be there. So when these people are being sent, okay, and all these atrocities, all these particular things are happening, they will create a frustration in the Afghan people against the Taliban, that why you are not doing anything, and it will put a pressure on Afghan Taliban. So just for that particular fact, it is being done. Now guys, Pakistan thinks that Taliban is not reciprocating the Pakistan's support to them. They say that because, now see guys, you might already be knowing this particular thing, that post 2001, now 2001, what happened? USA came to Afghanistan, and 2001 to 2021 USA was there in the Afghanistan. 2021 USA went back, Taliban again came to the power in 2021. So the Pakistan says that for 20 years still Taliban survived. It is because of the Pakistan's support that they gave. USA would never have went back, and Taliban would have never survived if Pakistan would not have supported them, and now they are not supporting Pakistan. So these are the issues that are there between the Pakistan and Afghanistan, and this is the reason that is happening. But guys, on the side of humanitarian concern, the human beings should not be used as a tool for serving one's own strategic interest. Okay, that is about this particular article. And now moving to next article, generic drugs for 4 rare disease made available in India. Now you need not to track which disease, okay, because there are many rare diseases that are there. You need to understand that what are rare disease, what are rare disease. So basically guys, when we talk about the rare disease, a rare disease is a health condition which is of low prevalence. These are those diseases which not impact large number of people, very low, large, small section of people it impacts. They have a low prevalence and affects it collectively. Now there are many diseases within the rare disease category, and collectively they affect 6 to 8% of the population in any country at a given time. So all the rare diseases that are there, they are impacting around 8.4 crore Indian people at a given time. Are you getting it or not? And 80% of these rare diseases, they are genetic in nature. They are genetic in nature. Now guys, understand this thing. Within the rare disease, there are so many diseases that are there. Okay, now see this particular thing. There is the concept of orphan drug that also you should know. Orphan drug. See, rare disease is that disease which will affect very small number of people. Now guys, understand this thing, that how the pharmaceutical interests work. So before making any medicine, drug, a lot of research is to be done. In that research, a lot of money will be invested. Now the company tries that, okay, we will do a lot of research, a lot of money will be invested, but when we will be coming out with a drug, we will sell that drug and we will recover our money in that we have invested. But rare disease means very few people are infected, very few people are impacted by that. So means very small market size. And because of that small market size, pharmaceutical companies are not interested in bringing the drugs for the rare disease. Okay. And if they come, they are very expensive. So orphan drugs are the drugs for the rare disease. Orphan drugs are the drugs for the rare disease. Are you getting it or not? Affordability is always a very big issue in them. Affordability is always a very big issue in them. So guys, what has happened? Generic drugs for rare disease will be made available in India. Okay, so what are the generic drugs? Generic drug is a drug that is being made by a company which is not an original manufacturer. Okay, so generic drug happens to be, many number of times they happens to be 60 to 80% cheaper. Okay, so this is guys all about it. Fine, beyond that I'll not advise you to go too much in detail. You not need to guide that, okay, which disease were notified, because there are many diseases in the notified list. Okay, moving on, and now we have the mains practice question, and the question reads, climate smart agriculture has the potential to assure food security, empower farmer and protect our delicate ecosystems. Comment. GS paper number 10, GS paper number 3, 10 marker question. Okay, so that is all guys about it. Now I will take if your doubts, if they are there. Okay, most of the questions are with respect to the test series. Okay, sir, you have given a test series for 2024. I want to give attempt in 2025. Is it necessary to practice the test series? See, nothing is necessary. Everything is done in order to enhance the level of your preparation. See, if you have done your basic readings, okay, then you can attempt it. But if you have not done the basic reading, you don't know the basic books, you are still figuring out, then don't join it. Then don't join it, because this test series is going to be very serious affair. So only if you have done your readings, then only you should join it. Otherwise not. Please don't do that. Okay, what's the point of recommendation by Punchi Commission 2007? Within 6 months action should be taken. See, commissions are constituted, but government is not obligated to accept it. So they have not accepted it, and for that fact, there are many commissions and reports that have already been constituted. They are not being accepted. Okay, fine. So guys, that is all about it. Okay, I hope that you have understood it. Okay, and with this, we come to an end to this particular session. Guys, thank you so much.